All right. Welcome, DGens. Welcome, builders and regens. Much love. How we doing, DGen Ape?
Doing amazing, my man. How are you doing, Jimmy? How are you feeling today?
Hey. Feeling fantastic, brother. Thank you for coming through. Hello and welcome, everybody, to the Max Impact Show. This is the live spaces show that is all about empowering you, the change makers, to maximize your positive impact in the world by leveraging the latest and greatest technology. With me today is none other than DJ Ape, a tech visionary, a builder who has got an NFT project, the DGen Forest, which is also adding utility, adding technology to the holders, which I find really interesting, and I'm excited to delve into those topics. But before we get into that, DGen Ape, we have a tradition on this show, and that's to always start with why. So when I ask you, what is your why? I'm talking about your personal why, your inner drivers, your motivators, what gets you out of bed in the morning and helps you burn the midnight oil. How would you describe the why of DGen Ape?
100%, Jimmy. Thank you for having me over. It's a true pleasure to be with you in your show today. Just so you know, we're also simultaneously going live on my timeline so everybody can hear you and they can see me. We're also on YouTube and Facebook. One little correction. I am noticing that on the title, there is a typo. We're missing the N at the end of the DGen. So, and I see it, since it hyperlinks, I will point it out. If it didn't hyperlink, I wouldn't care. But since it does, we don't want people to be going to any other account. Yeah. You know how that goes, because this space,
good catch.
Yeah, this space is crazy. Yeah, exactly. Somebody will go and make that account on the fly just to, how that goes, right? But nonetheless, great question, and what a beautiful way to actually start a space, asking the question that truly matters, right? What is your why? So my why is bigger than a person. Let's start there. It's bigger than money. It's bigger than me. My why is an unstoppable desire to help others via Web3 technologies. Being a DGen since 2013 in this space has given me so much. And I want everybody in the world to open their eyes and realize that this space is not a scam, it's not a rug, it's not a trend. This space is a beautiful place full of amazing people and projects who are pushing the boundaries of what's possible in a mission to create a better future for all of us. So my why, it's a legacy in which people learn to focus on what is important for them, and where money becomes the consequence of their actions, not the reason for them. That's it.
That's beautiful, man. That is beautiful. I love how you're broadcasting everywhere simultaneously. Is it OBS that you're using?
Of course, there's a combination OBS with Stream Deck.
Okay.
And also Roadcaster to be able to pull in the audio from the space.
Yes.
Yep.
Perfect. Man, you got a great setup. I love seeing that video about your setup, and you inspired me to reach out, because you're like, you know what, these influencers, like, they're not gonna promote a project unless that you give a bag up front. I'm just like, hey, I will feature any cool project on here.
And kudos to you for that, my man. But that's why I was speaking in general terms. If you've been in this space for a minute, you know what I mean, right?
You said there's exceptions.
My inbox is full of people.
Know what you mean. I know. Ditto. So, brother, you've been in this space since 2013. I'd love to hear, like, how you first heard about Web3 so early. What this journey's been like for you so far, and how you got to where you are now.
Oh wow! So that's a long story. I'll guess that I'll use the story that when people ask me about the art, kind of I have like a condensed version because the real reason why I joined, and I tell people I'm an unicorn. That's the reality. Why? Because most people came into the space. The main reason is money, and legit reason. That's a legit reason. That's actually a great motivator, right? Money is a great motivator, but when I came in 2013, great, thank God, I had already found success, right, on Web 2, creating technologies in the telecom industry, right? So on the some of the same things that we're doing with the SMSCash app and the bridge, and later we may touch on that. Doing that, I found great success, but then I started to find the real issues of the banks and the situation where you think the money is yours, but it's not truly yours, right? And anybody that has, make any reasonable amount of money, you don't even have to make a lot of money really to find this out, right? Once you start trying to move above $10,000, the amount of questions that they ask you is crazy to move your own money. So I was like, that's not fair because, I need speed. I need, velocity is crucial in the industry that I was on. And I couldn't be waiting, 3 days just to get a paper working. So that is what sent me on this hunt for how else can I send payments? How else, if we're tied to the banks, what is the solution? And back then there was no solution. But then I found the promise, because back then the promise of Bitcoin was already around, because since 2009, this group of individuals were working on the technology already. And even by then, some other chains have already passed. And there was a lot of noise thanks to I don't know if it was the empty GOX crash, but there's always something happening on crypto, right? That makes the news. And that made me go down the rabbit hole. That's the thing. So I tell people I'm a true degen because people ask, what is a degen? What is a true degen? Well, I feel like the crypto degen is the modern day rebel, right? We believe that the Web3 transfers the power from the power mongers, the banks, you name it, right, back to the people. Sometimes we consider even anarchy as a better choice than any kind of political society in existence. Not because we love disorder. No, don't confuse it, right? It's not because we love disorder, but rather because we see the current systems of control take over our lives so naturally. You see a phone, they see an embedded identifier with an umbilical cord to a matrix from which you cannot disconnect. We see a way to make money, they see a way to take it and choose what to do with it, whether you agree with it or not. So blockchain and NFTs and Web3 fixes all of that. And that's what I discovered in 2013. I'm not the kind of guy that wants to tell you what to do, but I want to give the world a better way to organize itself, to take the power, but along with that power, the accountability and the responsibility back to whatever society you subscribe to. I'm not here to take your world away from you. I don't want to control you, because the truth is that most of us will not take the red pill to escape our content lives. I want to simply open your eyes so that you can be free to be part of those societies and communities that you believe in. And yes, of course, to take risk and, with others equally committed to the same values and ideals. We don't want government snooping on us, not because we want to be secretive, but because we want to be loyal only to those that pay the same price as we pay. Not banded together by a country or church or a race, but free to combine whatever attributes suit us, me and my apes, in our own jungle. I'm the type of guy who, if I like the fundamentals of your project, I will ape in and never sell. Not the best strategy, I must recon. But loyalty means something to the true degen. I'm a true degen because I am one of the early blockchain adopters who, back in 2013, I became a Bitcoin miner. That's right. So when I found the technology, I became a Bitcoin miner. And how? Smuggling my first 4 Bitcoin miners into Central America to start hacking away at the code, trying to figure out how to be part of this new world. And I identify a lot, and I mean a lot, with the terms degen and ape. Hence, that was my name. Because when it comes to the NFTs and the so-called apes that you see around, I'll be honest, I saw in the artwork of other collections, and I never feel like they represented what a true degen ape means to me, right? Very important to me. So this isn't about being different, it's about doing things differently so that we can change first ourselves and ultimately our world. I am a very creative person. I create tech that doesn't exist for a living, but I suck at drawing. So therefore, for a long time, I had this ape stuck inside my heart and my mind until a couple months back when we were done with the prototype of the SMSCash and the wallet. That's when my passion got the best of me, and I got to work and I hired an artist and I brought him over to lend me his talent. He's a friend. He's with us. He's actually our director of vibes, to tone, great artist. He continues to work. He's working on some legendaries right now. But I got him to lend me his hands, his talent, his mind, his eyes. And we sat down for many hours and did many iterations, right, to create the base model of the ape. And once we had that, then I gave him the full list of traits, all the things that I wanted to see on the ape, of course. And then 3 or 4 iterations later is that we have what you now see on my PFP and some of the sneak peeks that you see going around, right? We're still perfecting the layering process, but we're working. So that's, is too many years, too many things that I can go over, but that's the best way I can describe what has been my journey throughout my years in Web3.
Phenomenal. Yeah, degen ape, it sounds like you are a true degen. And what really caught my attention is like, okay, yeah, there's a bunch of ape projects out there, but how many of them really give like a technology as utility, right? Multiple things. I know this isn't even like your main thing is this SMS thing, which we're definitely going to get into, but in your presentation that I saw, and by the way, let me just explain real quick how I came across you and this epic presentation that you gave. I'm a big fan of Moose. So Moose is a pudgy penguin, like all about positivity, just great vibes in Web3. And you left a GM comment on one of his tweets. I think he said GM, you said GM back, but you added some color to it. You were complimenting, you added some emojis, and then he replied to you and called you friend. And so I'm like, oh, if this is a friend of Moose, I'm gonna check him out. Right. And probably he was just being nice. I don't know if you actually know Moose or he's just saying that. But I checked you out because of that GM. And then your pinned post had this cool presentation where you're talking about what you built to help the GMers, right? And you have this cool tool. So before we get into the SMS thing, explain the tool, because I thought this was quite cool, to have an edge as a GM. I think GM is just not only a great way to spread positivity and to connect with more people, but it also, it's great for growth. That allows you to grow your profile and just connect with people in Web3. It's like networking on steroids. So give the people a quick rundown on this. This is a side thing that you just did on the side because you liked it. But explain that, because to me that was like, well, this is almost like worth it. Like it seems like a very cool tool. So give the people a rundown of what that tool is.
100%. And yes, Moose, I love Moose, man. That account, oh man, I always hunt him for the spaces that he's on. He's always talking. He's always very active. We do encounter, we're friends because everybody in NFTs, we're friends, right? If you have a PFP and I have a PFP, we're friends, right? With an E, an N, and that's it, and an S, that's it, right? So, but we do encounter from time to time on some of the spaces where we speak, although that last few weeks I've been so busy that I'm just a listener. I find myself being more of a listener now. But yes, Moose is a great account. We have followed each other for quite some time. I opened this account in April. We're about to hit, we're not even 1 year old, right? So the growth have been immense. Of course, you can see if you scroll to the timeline, we're pumping content every single day. non-stop. Every morning we have our motivational show, which is it's a space that is different than everybody else. But every morning, basically what I'm trying to do is show people, like what in my mind, and this is very personal again, what in my mind a project should do. A project should not bend for influencers. Not to, yes, I want the influencers to speak about us, but because we're good, not because we pay them, right? That's how I think it's supposed to be. Last time I checked, but unfortunately, that's what not happens. A project that should be out there on the field, grinding alongside with the community, leading from the front, not from the back. So what we see on projects is that, these CEOs that you see the main accounts posting, and you hear from the CEO once a month or once a quarter. And I don't know why. So I'm like, no, I want everybody to hear from me every day. How do I know that? Well, I don't want to be every day just coming on and just chill my project, because then I'm just an endless chill, and there's nothing more bearish than me speaking about myself, right? But we have a morning show. We do a general motivational message. And in that message, we have like a little news section at the beginning. If something is happening, I'll let you go. And it's 10 minutes in and out. But you hear me, you see me, I'm working. I'm still here, baby. And that's the most important part. Then, I'm always grinding in the community so I can see what is the need. I am here since last April, GMing my way through growth, especially those initial, what is the most difficult part of your Twitter account growth? Is those first 1,000, I would say the first 1,000 followers. Oh, my man, so hard to get. Organically, if you do it the right way, if you do it, which is what we have been doing with this account from the bottom up, organically, there has been some ads, but the ads are Twitter ads. We're not going after the influencers. We're being very, tactic about how we run the account. 1 second, let me get the power bank because battery wants to messed up.
Get the power, brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I got it on already. So with that, now we have a base, right, of an account that is growing, and I'm GMing. I'm doing the same thing that everybody's doing, and I see some of the big accounts with an edge. What is the edge of the big accounts? Because they already have some moolah, they already have some money, right? They hire assistants, right? And they get people to do the GM for them. When you see a big account, like a big account doing a GM many times, it's not the real person doing the GM. You're not interacting with the real person behind the account. I hope that I'm not breaking a bubble boo-boo here, right? And breaking people's, like, what, right? Like, what? You mean to tell me that's not the real guy? No, it's an assistant because, do you really think that guy will sit down and manually do 400 GM backs? Honestly speaking. Even if you have it on the clipboard, Jimmy. Is it humanly possible? You need an assistant. You need some help. But then that's where in my mind I was like, but I don't want to hire. Yeah, I can hire a VA. But then in my mind it's like, but that I lose the personal connection. I don't want to lose the personal connection with the community, especially if I am building the community, especially if I am the founder of a project. I don't want to become an impersonal with my people. So how can I continue to have this connection? So that's when I built this. And if you're in the live, I just put it on the screen. I'm showing the tool right now. This tool is a fully functional browser that has some enhanced capabilities. That's all it is. It's not a bot. It's an assistant. That's the key word. It allows you to be faster, but it's not meant for you to be impersonal. I hope that I'm explaining myself correctly, Jimmy. I hope that, it's about you need to have that connection. So if I go to my GM post from this morning, I'm scrolling down on the browser in my timeline, and this is my GM post from this morning, right? So if I just go and, look, David, just wrote GM to me, right? And so I can like it. This is a manual like. I have eyes on the tweet, which is the most important part. At the end of the day, what we all want? We want people to look at our tweets, hopefully like them, so that other people can look at the tweet as well, right? So I'm not putting a bot, because if I put the bot, then all of a sudden the eyeballs, which is the most important part of the equation, are not longer there. That's why a bot is so despised. But we're not a bot, we're an assistant. I am placing eyes on top of the tweet. I see David replying back. Now, I can do a couple things. I can like it, which I already did. I can retweet it. If I can retweet, and then I can click on the bubble. And if I want to type, because it's a custom type, I can just do that, and I can hit the reply button, and I can have a very unique tweet to David. But if it's a generic tweet, it's a GM. So we all know that with a pre-configured, so up here we have a pre-configured tweet, right? And this is what most likely the tweet that you saw. Let's analyze this tweet. So when I post this comment, you will notice, and I cannot expand this so that I can show you guys that this tweet is actually I may Control O and bring it into a notepad. 1 second, so that everybody can see the actual tweet before I tweet it, right? So I compose a tweet that has what we call a spin syntax that allows us to put several different combinations or different tweets, right? Or different words that will end up on the exact same meaning, right? Synonyms and things like that, so that we keep our tweet to the person unique. We keep the tweet unique to the algorithm, so that when the algorithm comes checking to see if the algorithm wants to shadow ban you, right? It will see that you're replying to a lot of people, but every reply is unique and personal. You're not doing what I call an impersonal GM, 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 GM King, GM Legend, GM, GM. That's impersonal. That's what is expected. The person that you tell just GM, they see the GM and they just like it and scroll past. You hardly had those eyeballs on your tweets for less than 2 seconds. Forget 2 seconds, 2 milliseconds. But if you tell that person, hey, David, and now I'm going to demo this. We have it right here. Hey, David, and look at how fast this goes. This is going to go fast. Boom. That's it. All that tweet. See how much, if you had to pull the keyboard, if you had to actually tweet it out, that will go crazy, right? But let's go in. I'm going to go in for those who are watching live, and this is, of course, going because I have the blue check mark. But I was able to write a unique tweet back to David. GM, coffee mug, his name, so I'm calling him by name. Have an exciting Wednesday. Now David is on the other side. David is on the other side. Shit, he wants me to have an exciting Wednesday. And he has a what? There's a whitelist open over there. So now you have an opportunity, if you're promoting something, if you're building, why are doing all these GMs just to grow your account? Why do you want to grow your account? Are you going to promote something? What is your end goal at the end of the day? What is your ultimate goal, right? Is it to promote your bags? Is it just to create influence? Whatever it is, you can craft, and you can use this comment to craft messages that allows you to stand out from the crowd, because that's the only way you will grow. If you're doing the exact same thing that everybody else is doing, you will not grow. You have to do the same thing. You emulate what is working. The GMs are obviously working. I think that Jimmy will agree with that, right? So if that is working, we want to do that, but we want to do it in a way that allows us to stand out from the crowd, stick that neck out, so that now you have big accounts. These every morning I see accounts with 30,000, 50,000 followers, 80,000 followers doing GMs. And these accounts will not only reply to you, they will actually have a personal reply to you oftentimes. You know what I started to find, Jimmy? That oftentimes these accounts started to follow me because I am standing out. And I build it to me. That's why I say I build it for myself. It's not part of, like you explained, the roadmap. But after I build it, and I've been using it already since January, beginning of this month, beginning of this year, I'm like, well, if it's working, why should I keep it to myself? If anybody mints my NFT, I lose nothing with giving this to my people. And that's what we are doing, my man.
Very cool, very cool. So 2 quick questions about that tool. First of all, I know in your presentation you were mentioning like web scraping their names and like putting the name in as well, because like someone's name is like the most beautiful music to their ears. People love to hear their name. And so I think right now in this version of the tool, it just says GM emoji, right? So are you building it out such that you can also put the name in there? Because I feel like that could be an important component to it.
Yeah, for those that were watching on the live, the demo that I just showed, it does wrote the name down, I David. So it does picks the name up. The one that you saw on the video is because we were having issues with the UI. If you remember the video, I pulled my ugly version, what I call the ugly version, and that's the one I might end up actually giving to people because I'm honest. It might be uglier, but it's functional. It's better, and this exclusive on the Max Impact Show. I am working on the Chat GPT integration for this, so that you can, when you are on the tweet, right? You can reply with the pre-configured tweet, but let's say that you want to write a tweet, but you don't know what to write. I want to write to Dejan, and he wrote such a great take, but I don't know what to write back to him. I am not maybe. Well, you write a button, and what the bot will do is that it will read the tweet, and then you can choose, do you want to write a clever reply back? Do you want to write a smart ass reply back? Do you want to write a funny reply back? What type of reply back? And we have our AI model pre-trained to be a crypto bro the right way, and my prompt is very critical. So that way, when it produces the reply, it produces something that you can actually tweet. And what happens on the back is crazy, because we actually do 3 prompts. We read it, then we make the Chat GPT create 10 tweets, 10 replies out of that, and then we make the Chat GPT categorize and score the replies that just wrote to me, and then based on that, we make him give me the best reply back, and that's the one that we prompt to the user. So when you click, you only get a beautiful, perfect reply, but what's happening on the back is just insane.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of ChatGPT. My brother got the pro version of it, so there's no delays, and like the things you could write is like grant proposals or like full on like business plans. It's insane what that tool's capable of, and like the next version's coming out soon too, which will be like
cannot wait, my man, for the 4 version. Yeah, I cannot wait.
Holy crap. Yeah, it's insane. So that's awesome that you're integrating that, man. Very cool. And like that's just a side thing. So let's get into the main thing. Oh, by the way, we are at the halfway mark. So friends, if you want to come up here, just tap the mic button bottom left. Don't be shy. We can turn this into a roundtable discussion. You can bring your questions. But the primary part of I haven't actually seen like your roadmap graphic. I just saw your pin, which goes to the link in your bio to the whitelist. But I believe the main utility or main part of the roadmap is this cash or SMS. Basically, you can get paid for unused SMSs. Is that right? Do you want to give us a quick little elevator pitch on that? And then my question about it is, like, what if you have unlimited SMSs? Do you get paid indefinitely, or how does that work?
Great question. So a lot to go over there. Actually, a lot to unpack, but I'll try to be brief. From a high level, right? From a high level, this project is composed of 2 separate DAOs and 2 separate inks, right? We have at the top level on the business flow the technology that holds all the backend built on actor models. Actor models is the technology that empowers all our backend. We are the first project in Web3 crypto blockchain ever to use actor models to empower the backend. Why? Why are we using that? Because we want to build for the masses. The main reason some of the top projects that you see around, that you wonder why they're not able to break the glass ceiling, why they are not able to break through, they cannot scale because their architecture is not built for true mass scale solutions. Once you go outside 10 million users, it starts to fall apart. That's one of the biggest issues companies have, scaling their infra, and it's very expensive. Our system from day one is built to scale. What do I mean by that? From day one, I can handle 1 billion users. This is not an overstatement. I challenge you to test me on this. I wish somebody will. Because we can handle that on day one. No other crypto project can say that, and I say that with confidence, okay? Second of all, we have the SMSCash app, which is what? A bridge. We don't want to go circle jerking the same people. I don't know if I can curse around here. I'm sorry. I don't know what are the rules of the house.
Okay. No rules.
No
okay.
rules. All right. I know generally on Spaces we can, we can be pretty free, but I like to always, it's not my house. I like to follow the rules. But with that said, so we're not circle jerking into the same liquidity. We want to bring new people. Where are the projects actually trying to sell what their product to the regular guy, to the normies? That's what the SMSCash app is. It's an onboarding bridge, safe and secure onboarding bridge that aims to do only one thing, my man, to provide a positive first-time experience to people getting into Web3 and NFTs and all these amazing things and this space that we love. Why? Because all the way up until now, there has only been two ways mainly, or three ways that you can enter this space. You either become a miner. Most people don't become a miner because it's too technical. You either buy a Bitcoin or buy a coin or buy a token for your favorite project, but that's you risking. You put your hand in your pocket. You buy a token of something that you don't understand well. Remember, for the first time, this is the first time, most people, right? Now you may know what it is, but that first day that you're buying that first coin, did you know what it was? That first NFT, some friend told you, mint this, and you're, all right, you need to get a wallet. What is MetaMask? You're all confused, walking around, not knowing what to do, swapping your credit card on an exchange and, sending your passport, and you don't even know what the hell you're about to get into. That's the reality. That's the experience for most people. That's right now the experience for most people. You have to risk your money either buying a token or an NFT. And that's how you enter. But here's the main problem with that. If you make money on that loop, you become an OG. You become now a cult member. We love it. We all have at some point at least make some little money here. And that is what keeps us motivated. Oh yeah, we know it's real because we made money once. But if in that first time, when the first time you enter, that your friend told you about the NFT or the coin or the protocol, and you risk your money and that project doesn't go well, guess what? What's going to happen? Now we lost that person. So that's what the SMSCash app does. It's an onboarding bridge that doesn't require you to invest your money to taste the Web3 technology. It's not going to make you rich, but it's going to help you pay your next water bill. It's going to help you pay your next phone bill. It's going to help you pay your next maybe electricity bill. And that's a lot of help for a lot of people out there that doesn't trust our space. But now we have an app that you can give to your uncle and you say, Uncle, you have a lot of messages in that plan. It's on, like Jimmy said, it's unlimited text that you have in your plan. So all you have to do, if you want to make some money, some extra moolah, all you have to do is sell some of that excess, right, into the network in a decentralized fashion, disrupting a real Web3 business, right? And you're going to be, Uncle, you will be rewarded. Keep your wallet away. You don't have to pay anything. This is for free. You download the app for free. You are selling the SMS that you already have. Everybody has it on their phones right now, as we speak. Some of that excess, you sell it back into the network, and for every SMS that we take from your phone, we give you one Moola token. So every Moola token in existence has an intrinsic value, because the only way that exists is if an SMS went out on the telecom system and that SMS was properly monetized by a company that we have an agreement with. And that is the beauty of the model that we're presenting and the uniqueness, because no other project has this bridge. This technology is ready. This technology is out. This technology is working right now. You can use it today. You don't have to mint an NFT to use it and benefit from it. You just don't. And that it's the beauty. We want you, the proof is in the pudding. We want you to see our tech, our systems working for you first before you make a decision. You want to mint? You don't want to mint? Don't listen to influencers. Don't let anybody tell you anything. Taste it for yourself. Check it out. Download it. Taste it. Touch it. Is it working? Look at the model. Is a model that makes sense? Look at the projections. The projections are insane, but they're battle tested and I have the numbers to back it. If you put everything combined, this technology that we're bringing on the face, this is our first product into the market, right? The SMSCash app is a game changer. And I am biased. I am the CEO, of course. I am the founder. I am so biased about this. But I honestly want people to take an honest look and then find out for yourself if this is something that makes sense, right? That makes common sense. And actually, it's a model that is very simple to understand for most people. Most projects, they have a complex model about this and derivatives and synthetics, right? And liquidity pools, and everybody, a normie doesn't know what it is versus now. No, you have SMS. You know what that is? Can you sell it to me? I will give you one Moola token for that SMS. Can you do that? Yes. You're done. It's that simple.
Boom. Okay, so I like this and how it onboards people into Web3 without necessarily having to go through all the steps. You have the token, and then I guess you figure it out later, like you set up your wallet later, and that's and forgive me if I missed this, but what happens if you have unlimited text? Do you get unlimited?
It's up to you. Now, here's what I say. Of course, like anything, there are telcos behind this, and like energy, it's the same battle that happens on the mining. There's a big battle that happens on the mining side, right? For mining Bitcoin and mining Ethereum and all of these coins that we all love. What is it? That you buy electricity for the company, right? And if the company in some areas, think about this. If the company finds out that you're plugging into the wall a Bitcoin miner, they will stop servicing you. It's your purchase power, right? It's your purchase right. You purchase it. When you purchase something, it's yours. If I purchase this mug and I want to sell it, I want to go to eBay and sell it. I purchase it. It's mine. I can sell it all I want. It's my purchase power. But big government, big codes, they don't see it that way. They think Facebook, Twitter, they all think this way. They're lending you their service. No, it's my purchase electricity. Imagine them telling you that you cannot plug a Black & Decker, that you need to plug some other, an HP. Because it's against their policies and terms of service. Well, I say that that's not the law. That's just a policy and the terms of service. If I purchase something from you, the moment I gave you money for that, that's mine. So if I am purchasing SMS from you, that's energy, the same as electricity, right? That's energy yet unused, right? But you already pay for it, and you pay for it whether you use it or not. You paid for it. So do you want to sell it to us? It's that simple. Now, these companies, some of them have what they call, I'm trying to go to the heart of your question, my man. These companies some of them have what they call human behavior. You know, what is considered human behavior? They give you unlimited text, but it's not really unlimited. You know, depending on the network that you are, some will allow you, 500 messages per day. Others will allow you 200. What I tell people is this: you don't know the limit of your operator. You start small and you go up little by little until you find the limit. And once you find the limit, you come down a notch and you stay there. Because in theory, yes, Jimmy, it's your purchase power. You should be able to sell us an unlimited amount. But in the practice, unfortunately, that's not how it works. I say from 50 to 150, depending on your operator, you stay fine. You will not find issues. Everything is fine and dandy. You can, if you want to make more moolah, just buy a burner phone. You can go to Walmart for $40 and get a plan with the phone and everything, loaded already, actually. So, and what you make out of it, I should not say this, but usually it's more, right? So you do the math. There's a lot of people already in our community who are preparing farms, because the more phones you put, the more moolah you can make. And they're working on that as we speak. So this is a big deal, what we're working on. The projections are insane. We're projecting $600,000 of revenue per month. Kickstarting, this is just with 20,000, only 20,000 daily active users. We're not talking millions. I don't need millions of downloads for this, right? All I need is 20,000 daily active users. And those 20,000 bring 600,000 per month revenue for who? For us, the DAO, the community. That's you, that's me, that's everybody who is helping empower.
Got you. Okay. So help me understand this business model though. So what do you do with the SMS messages? Do you have like a texting service? Like, are you going to be sending SMS blasts from the people's numbers who participate? Like, what do you do with the text? How do you generate the funds?
Are you familiar with companies in Web2 like Twilio and Plivo, Whitel?
Yeah.
Infobit? There's so many. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? What is their business model? Is the same as ours. Basically, they close contracts with the telcos and they route messages. So when you go to your bank and you want to log in to your bank, they send you this, what we know in the industry as an OTP, a one-time passcode, right? OTP. Or if your auto insurance is about to expire and they send you that renewal offer or an upgrade offer because they want to bundle you up, it's a customer engagement tool, right? And that follows very strict laws and regulations. So what we offer on the other side, so in what we're doing here is that with Web3 technology, we are disrupting a very real and disruptable Web2 business. So the little guy, that's you and me with our phones and our little unlimited plans, right? And many little guys together, we're empowering in a decentralized fashion, right? We're empowering this decentralized SMS gateway. So in one side of the equation, we have all our DJs with their phones and everybody that wants to join and all the normies that start to enter because they want to make Moola. Everybody's invited, right? 190 countries, because guess what, Jimmy? Over 190 countries around the globe can send text into the United States 100% free. So if you are in Mexico and you want to participate, you just put United States on the allowed countries, and it's going to be free because your plan, may check with your mobile operator, but more than likely your plan already offers that functionality for free. So now you have the decentralized network empowering that on that side. On the other side, you have P2P Tech Inc. As I said at the beginning, we have two Incs. One of them is a direct response marketing company who have been doing this for many years. We have been in this space since 2011 is when I entered the telco industry. And it's when we started building these platforms for the middlemen that were managing the data for the big companies. So we started doing lead generation services for auto insurance companies, for financial, for banks, for loans, all kinds of things, right? That we are able to do. So we have that relationship with companies like that a lot. Companies like Cash Network, that we are now also an advertiser in the network, and they're going to give us the downloads as well. So this company is in charge of monetizing and selling all the SMS that comes out of the network. I hope that I'm explaining myself correctly. So every time somebody installs the app, there's a little bit of more SMS that goes into our network. This company on this side is in charge of monetizing all of that. Then here's what happens. Half of the revenue that they generate, half of it, they have to buy it all in Moola tokens and burn them. And that's how we get paid.
All right. So yeah, you've got a wealth of experience in the telecom industry. For the builders out there who are thinking about launching an NFT project or something in Web3, and they're thinking, how can I inject utility into this? What is like the best advice that you would give to the builders out there, for people who want to launch an NFT project, who want to load it up with as much utility as possible, like you are clearly doing in these various ways? What advice can you give to them? How can they inject utility? Maybe if they don't have like 10 years experience building technology, what would you recommend they do?
One second, let me put the disk drawer because somebody was trying to call and I don't want them to disrupt again. All right. So great question, my man. Great question, because I kind of go against the current in many things, right? That's why I'm even calling out influencers, hoping that they will not take a stand against me and understand my position, right? That not everything has to be a paid shield. That's kind of the stand. But in a bear market, I understand that it's hard. The first thing that I tell anybody that wants to build a project, right? And I get a lot of people, we do a lot of consulting, we are advisors on other projects. We do consulting for the University of Arizona. We're very good friends of the technology lab there, and they're doing prototype on amazing things when it relates to identity and blockchain. And a lot of the shit that sometimes we see deploy on bull markets come out of these universities and the prototypes that they create. But anyways, that's a side topic. The first question that you need to ask yourself is, what problem am I solving? That's it. You have a project, what problem are you solving? That's the first question. Because if you cannot answer that, then you need to go and find a problem that you can solve, because all the utility of your project will derive from it. I hope that I'm explaining myself correctly. If you cannot add value to people's lives, why will they put their hands in their pockets and give you money? Legit question. Because you have a monkey picture, the next guy has just one, maybe better than yours. I'll be honest. I talk about the story of my ape. I love my ape. I'm biased. Art-wise, we're very happy with my ape. But I can point to other apes that from an artistic standpoint, right? Very clear. From an artistic standpoint, I can oh shit, looks like they got a great artist on that one. I hope. But many times what we find, great artist, but the great artist doesn't even know shit about Web3, NFTs, and the artist is not truly in it. He's just here for the paycheck. If you pay any artist $200,000 to pop a collection, they'll do it, whether they believe in NFTs or not. And they will pop something amazing. So once again, the art is great, but are you solving a problem? Once you find the answer to that, then everything I don't know if you understand this, but it's all about, I believe in flow, Jimmy. So once you find that piece of the puzzle, everything else flows from that and starts to fall into place.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what business is all about, right? It's about solving a problem, identifying a problem, working back from there is how you can build utility. I think that's great advice. And there's quite a few regens as well in this space. Not just the degens and regens are really about trying to leverage this technology to regenerate nature or to make the world a better place in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like this is also what the new wave of businesses are trying to do. The whole social enterprise is about helping people doing well and doing good at the same time. And when you talk about the degen forest, it makes me think about actual forests and how a lot of projects, including Bored Apes, have funded, for example, actual, apes going extinct, and Worlds of Women has made massive philanthropic donations. A lot of NFT projects have, even if they didn't initially set out to do so. So do you have any plans for positive impact? Let's say this collection mints out and it's very successful. What will be your approach? Do you think that involving the community in these types of decisions might be a good thing? How do you think the degen forest can make a positive impact in the world as well?
Such a great question, and man, I don't know how you bring out stuff that I want to keep it secret, but when somebody asks me, I cannot lie, and that's a problem I have with my team, because they tell me, dude, you got to shut up, right? If somebody asks you and we're not ready to share that piece of information, don't say it. But I'm like, well, if I don't say it or if I give them another story, I'll be lying. And I don't know how to feel about that. So with that said, here's the deal, man. There's a lot of stuff that we do or that we plan to do that I consider what is the icing on the cake is what I call it, right? Like people ask us all the time, are you guys are gonna do merch? Shit, look at my hoodie. I already wearing the merch. That's assumed, but I don't see that as put it on the roadmap. That's just icing on the cake. That's just anybody that has a good sized community should do merch, right? Anybody that is doing, and by that same token, anybody that is doing a Web3 project, maybe at the beginning, maybe at the middle, maybe at the end, but at some point, that project has to figure out a way to do social impact type things because those are great onboarding tools as well, right? You get communities involved to work on community projects, and the people walking to do those are the people wearing all the hoodies and the merch, and I even have the mask so that we can all become our own apes, right? And do that. So here's the deal. I love Honduras. I am from Puerto Rico, but I live in Honduras. I am right now in Nashville. I'm always bouncing from Honduras to Nashville to Puerto Rico and back. Honduras, Nashville, Puerto Rico, right? A couple of years ago, I want to say 2017, I want to say, but 2018 also sounds like it. There was a big plague. We call it down there the gorgojo. For those that speak Spanish may know a little bit, the gorgojo. And this plague took all the pine trees. We used to have beautiful pine forest, one of the biggest of Central America. And you have to see the devastation of how much deforestation took place, not by man-made, but by an actual natural plague, right? And since then, basically, the government came in and they cut down all the trees with the disease, and they treated the other ones, and now the disease is gone, but nobody, literally nobody, is doing anything to reforest those areas. And that's where I want to do that impact. I think that, and that's icing on the cake. I'm not even announcing because it doesn't cost me anything to take $2, which is the price of, $1 to pay for the pine, $1 to pay for the guy that is going to make the hole and plant it. Very honest, because that's how it works. I take $2 and I plan a tree for every NFT, maybe even more, but I want to do this more recurring. That's on the Honduras side. I also have plans for the Puerto Rican side, but we have a cultural approach that instead of doing a yearly party as a satellite event like most projects do, Jimmy, you know this, everybody goes to NFT NYC, they do the little party, pizza party, and they call it the day. No. We want to do something that does an impact in the community, but that you can party your ass off. Imagine 7 days of pool DJing allowed in a full town where the whole town is doing this, and this is culturally acceptable. And and we're gonna be on top of a little, what we call it, a carroza with the picture of our monkey. We're gonna be called the DJ Forest, and we're gonna have at least 20 to 25 DJs on top. More information is coming. We got a lot planned for once the community is in on how we're gonna keep the community just fully engaged, fully with us, fully having amazing. This will become a yearly thing where everybody will look forward just to December when it's happening. It's actually, I can't even say the date, the 28th of December every year. We're going to have a massive party that is going to last 7 days because it starts 7 days prior and it ends on the main day, which is the what we call the desfile, right? I don't know. It's a parade. It's like a parade, right? That's how you say it in English? Parade. But it's not your traditional parade like we're used here in the United States. It's full. The only one not drunk is the driver. That's all I can. And be careful. And be careful, right? So, but very safe, very family friendly too. You'll be surprised. So we got many plans that are, and that's cultural impact because we plan to attract other projects. We want to be the pioneers on that parade, but then the goal is to get everybody who collaborates with us, all the other projects, to come every year as well and do their own. so that we are all the NFT projects going down the line, onboarding everybody that wants, because we're gonna be the cool dog, we're gonna be the cool apes on the parade. Everybody will want to join us. So, oh man, so much plans that I cannot even get started. But we have a strategy. We're moving one step at a time. Most of the technology you see me talk about is ready. The wallet is ready. The forest is on development, but should be ready soon, actually. I'm actually debating in my head when I should properly launch that one, because it's almost ready as well. We have runway. We're good. We're good.
Oh, so what did you mean by the launch the forest?
The forest is the tool set. So you have the SMSCash app. That's the onboarding bridge. Then you have the wallet, because once they're ready to request a payout, right? They will need a wallet. And right. Why will I send them to MetaMask? Why will I send them a client that cost me so much to acquire to another project that I don't know how they're going to be treated there? Honestly, I don't know how they're going to be treated there. No, you're going to download our wallet and you're going to get paid. And once you get paid, now you're starting to learn about NFTs and Web3 and tokens and this. And now you may be ready to start dabbling into the forest, right? So you go into the forest, it has a decentralized exchange for tokens. It has an NFT aggregator for all your NFTs. It has all the insights, just like WACME, Hello Moon, you name it, but all the insights integrated all in one place. It has also all the news. You have to be going from Cointelegraph to Coinage to CoinDeez, all the news sites, just to be up to date with what's happening in the industry. You're gonna have it all in one place, so you can stay up to date. And if you want to take an action, you see a trending NFT and you wanna buy it, you just click a button and right from there, boom, you can do it. And the beauty of this is that once we launch the forest and even the wallet, even the SMSCash app, we're gauging this. In all our tools, literally all our tools, this also expands to our Twitter accounts. Some people ask, why do I see some guys always liking everything that you post? Why do I see some guys always commenting on everything that you post? Very simple. We are gauging all the engagement across everything. Our tools, our wallet, our app, our Twitter accounts, our spaces. This space right here, whether you are in the live, whether you are in the space, whether you like the Jimmy's tweet, if it's related to us and you like it, now that's engagement points that later, when the bull market comes, when Bitcoin hits $70,000, you know what I'm talking about, then we're going to do a massive airdrop. Not of the Moola token, because the Moola token is tied to the P2P cash, the SMSCash app, and that's intrinsic value based on marketing energy. No. That's over here. You're going to get an airdrop here. You're going to make Moola. You're going to be happy. But once the bull market comes on this other side, on the forest, because the forest also needs a token that's empowering utility that we cannot empower with Moola. Very key. The reason why there is another token, because Moola has a very scoped use case and utility base that cannot be emulated with the other token. And this other token is going to be called the grass token, because Jimmy, you have to have grass if you want to touch grass, right? So we're going to be airdropping that. And those who have been engaging, tweeting, liking, commenting, using our tools, if you want to buy an NFT, you can use our wallet to do the transaction, and you're collecting engagement points. And when the bull market comes, we're going to do the airdrop, and everybody, I think, is going to be very happy with that.
Wow. Yeah, you guys have thought of a lot. Like, this is a lot of technology, and it's amazing. I mean, like, you're a developer yourself. I'm guessing you had to recruit like a team of developers, right? Because this is a lot of different tech products that you're talking about building here. Like, how did you just like split up equity in these companies? Did you go out and hire people? How did you recruit and like build this tech team that I'm sure is required to make all this happen?
That's the beauty of being doing this for so long, right? The experience helps a lot because this is what I have been doing since 2008, right? When people ask me, what do you do for a living? I build technology that doesn't exist for a living because that's what I've been doing. Mostly for internal use because I need it. When I need it, I build it, right? So I have with me a team of capable individuals and a Rolodex of tools and technologies and things that we're aware of that most people are not. So this is how we have been able to build all of this. First of all, most of the technologies that we have been talking about here today are ready. So when you mint the NFT, the money doesn't go into developing shit. There might be some maintenance servers and things that we have to pay for, of course, operations. But don't think that you are investing in the promise. Oh, someday they're going to deliver a tool or, a decentralized this or a decentralized that, like we say. And you have to wait 2 years to receive that. No. Most of that is ready, self-funded. Why? I've been a DJ since 2013. Do you think I haven't been making money since then? I have. And in 2017, I became an ICO investor. And I became a venture capitalist and an angel investor. And I've been helping fund. I have been involved in helping fund some of your favorite projects. I am an investor on Polkadot. Right? So all up until now, until today, all of these have been self-funded. The tokens, the smart contracts, all the Web3 technology is owned by the DAO. That means the community. That means our tokens holders, the Moola token holders on the DAO side, and the grass token holders on the Degen Forest side, right? So the Web2 technology that helps empower, and the equity is divided between the technology company that offers the API endpoints, and the marketing company that is literally a direct response marketing company that only deals with SMSCash app, right? That's it. That's how this is divided. The technology is being built by me and my team. I have in the team, the tech fundamentalist in charge of making sure the flow is perfect and in the execution. And this is Carlos Art Nevares. And who's Carlos? Well, he has over 30 years of experience as a software architect. And he was previously the CTO of BPU Holdings, where his research team developed and patented the first artificial emotional intelligence. This guy has been around since the Web 1 era. He used to work at Novel with Eric Smith. Eric Smith was one of the most famous Google CEOs. He was working hand on hand with Eric before he went to Google, before Eric went to Google. He built a technology, a vault-based technology that uses the X500 system that is using the browser certificates on your devices, because that's how your device can connect to the internet. I don't know if you know a little bit about that, but the way your browser can safely authorize itself to connect to the web is thanks to something called browser certificates who run on the X500 network. This guy built a technology that has all the Web3 principles, the Web3 ethos, all the things that we believe in a decentralized era. He built it in the Web 1 era in 1999, 10 years before Satoshi invented blockchain. He already had in his heart all the Web3 principles. He was just ahead of the times. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's our tech fundamentalist. Then we have our master of code. That's Boban. He's been with me since 2012. He is in charge of all our backend systems, and I don't let nobody else fuck with our backend. It's that simple. Nobody else touches our backend, because our backend, like I explained, is built on actor models. And I don't care, project that you're looking at me, if you're listening to me, you don't have enough money in your bank to pay Boban to build you a system in actor models. You know who else uses actor models? PayPal. Tesla uses actor models. Microsoft. Kafka. Akka. I mean, those people use actor models. We're just a little Web3 project, and we already have it. Why? Because we have Boban. And you will not be able to find a Boban. I'll tell you that much. And this guy has been with me. His loyalty has been tested, battle tested through time. We pay him well. We keep him well. We keep him happy. I'll tell you that much. But Boban is my friend. He's my brother. He's the master of code. He has a true Web3 heart. He believes in everything we're doing and has a true passion for truly scalable systems. So he's developing the back end. Then the front end, which is all the apps that you see, that's the Android app, that's the iOS app, that is the web app, that is built by Capital Numbers, and they have, this is an outsourced company, right? So Boban, Carlos, me is in-house. Then we have Capital Numbers, which they are in charge of building all the front end, all the mobile apps, the architect, everything that needs to be done on the front. And we own all the source code, right, based on our agreement, and they cannot use it forward with any other client based on our agreement. But working with them allows us to have a constant flow of talent. We need talent coming in and out for several different things, several times on an as needed basis. So many times I need you for a gig. I cannot hire you for many months. So Capital Numbers is in charge of bringing the talent, making sure that they get what they need to get done, and paying them and out of the door, and then also hiring our regulars and keeping the HR of developers and the talent hunting, which is a daunting task. Talent hunting alone is crazy. So they handle all of that for us. So we got it all structured, my man. I hope that a lot of information I'm sharing here for sure. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys may be overwhelmed, but I'm just trying to let it all out as the questions come in.
Yeah, man, it's much appreciated that you're opening the doors and showing what it takes to build all this, and you're clearly building in a very big way, and like it's kind of rare, like to see NFT projects that are not just like another ape that's just art and a community, which is obviously like just the entry point, and to have decent technology behind it that adds value to people, I think is cool. So that's why I wanted to have you on the show, and I appreciate you for coming through, my man. I wish you well, and I'd love to test out these tools. I look forward to it, and yeah, thanks for doing what you're doing. We have a final segment here. We always end with words of wisdom. So this is where you kind of just share, like, if there's one core message that you want people to know more than anything else. If you could have this on a billboard for 1 million people to see, or have this taught in schools or taught to your kids, like, what is the one nugget of knowledge that you want people to leave with here today above everything else?
All right, 2 lessons. But first of all, thank you so much, Jimmy, for the time you have given me, the great questions as well, because that's what we need, people that are willing to do their little assignments, do their job, and give us the time, right, to fully explain, because sometimes, the people doing great things, they have a lot to talk because there's too much that we do. There's too much. The rocks, they just want to take your money. So they just come and flash you and go. And that's unfortunately the sad part here in this space. So that's one of my lessons. The first lesson, I want to give you 2 lessons. One for DeFi, one for NFTs. The one for DeFi is don't fall in love with the project. If you are investing, if you're building, that's different. If you're building, you're a builder. Of course, you got to be in love with your project. But if you're just an investor, you're just somebody who is building a portfolio, right? No financial advice here, not financial advice. But if you're doing it on DeFi, when it comes to tokens, when it comes to the fungible side, right? Don't fall in love with the project. No matter how revolutionary and how much potential you still see ahead, if you are already 10x, take profits. Yeah, keep a 20% moon bag in case, shit goes bananas. But don't let the hype of the moment keep you from taking profit. That will be the billboard. Don't let the hype of the moment keep you from taking profits. That's lesson number 1. Lesson number 2, NFTs. Do your research. How many people have to tell you this? If the project doesn't have a real business model behind it, then stay away. No matter how much hype it has, if there is no real meat in the bone, the risk is too high. If the project looks too good, then, if the project looks good, right? It has a business model, then buy at least 2 or 3. Never buy just one. Because if you buy 2 and the floor prices go like crazy, you can safely take profits. But if you only take 1, the moment you sell, you are exiting the community and you lose all the value that makes them in such high demand, right? So always mint 2 or 3 and you will not be against the wall ever. Those are my 2.
That is some really great, solid DGen advice. Thank you for coming through. DGen Ape, much love. So I saw you pushed the launch back to, I think it's towards the end of April, right? You guys are launching end of April.
It might be beginning of May. We want to give people enough time to come back from NFT, NYC, and all the hype or for whatever comes out of it, right? You never know.
Got you. Yeah.
It might be May 1st, but don't quote me on it yet. We're going to be announcing the official date.
All right. Cool, man. Yeah, you don't need to rush into something, right? I feel like a lot of people just rush in, particularly when there was a bull, cash grabbing, they promise the world and don't really deliver. Whereas you've got a lot of things planned that you're trying not to speak about until you launch. So I hope it all goes well, brother. Thank you for coming through. Good luck with everything that you're biddling. I would love to stay in touch. And all the best. Until next time, friends, keep doing what you love, keep spreading love, and make it impact. We are live 6 days a week, every day but Sunday. Same time, it's noon EST. Hope to see you all in the next one. Much love.